Yo, 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 what's up, Abrar Crypto Lab fam? Welcome back to the lab, where we break down the real crypto moves that actually matter. Today, we're talking about the biggest corporate Bitcoin holder on the planet, Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy. And the question everyone is whispering about in 2026, is there a real liquidation risk this year? And more importantly, what the hell happens to Bitcoin if Michael Saylor finally decides to sell? We've seen the FUD exploding on Twitter and YouTube. MicroStrategy is going bankrupt in 2026. Saylor is underwater. Forced liquidation incoming. But is it true? Or is it just noise? Stick around till the end because I'm going to give you the exact numbers, the real risks, and my honest prediction on what a Saylor sell-off would do to BTC price.
Real risks,
if you're new here, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We drop alpha like this every week. Let's jump in. First, let's set the stage. As of late March 2026, Strategy holds 762,099 Bitcoin. That's roughly 3.6% of all Bitcoin that will ever exist. They've spent over $57.7 billion buying it, average cost basis around $75,694 per BTC. Right now, BTC is hovering under 70K. So yeah, on paper, they're slightly underwater. But here's the key point the FUD squad always misses. None of that Bitcoin is pledged as collateral. No margin loans, no forced liquidation triggers like the 3AC or FTX days. Instead, they funded this with $8.214 billion in convertible senior notes, super low interest, weighted average just 0.42%, most of them zero coupon, and maturities start in 2028, not 2026. They also built a $2.25 billion cash buffer that covers 2+ years of all their preferred dividend and interest payments. Saylor and the team have been screaming this from the rooftops. We have no liquidation risk until BTC hits $8,000, and even then, we just refinance. So 2026 liquidation? Not in the traditional sense.
All right, let's kill the FUD with facts. Risk number 1. No 2026 debt maturity bomb. Earliest convertible notes put dates are late 2027-2028. Majority mature 2029-2032. They're already planning to equitize, convert to equity, about $6 billion of that debt over the next 3 to 6 years. Risk number 2. Preferred stock dividends. They've been issuing perpetual preferred shares, STRC, to keep buying BTC. That's costing them hundreds of millions a year in dividends. But again, their cash pile covers it comfortably right now. Risk number 3, the real 2026 danger, dilution and the flywheel slowing down. Here's the part that actually matters. When MSTR stock trades below NAV, net asset value of their Bitcoin, their favorite trick of issuing shares, buying more BTC, becomes dilutive to shareholders. They've already issued a ton of shares and preferreds. If BTC stays flat or dips further in 2026, the Bitcoin yield machine slows down dramatically. Saylor's own words, if MNAV goes below 1 and capital markets close, we might sell a little. CEO Fong Lei said something similar. Extreme scenario, very unlikely. If BTC somehow crashes and stays below $13,000 to $8,000 for years, the math gets ugly. But Saylor has said publicly they could theoretically survive even $1 Bitcoin without forced selling because the debt isn't secured by the BTC. Polymarket right now gives only 11 to 12% chance they sell any BTC by end of 2026. The market isn't pricing in liquidation. Bottom line for 2026, yes, no forced liquidation, yes, no margin calls, but possible slowdown in accumulation plus heavy dilution equals stock pain. That's the real risk, not bankruptcy.
Now, the million-dollar question. Let's play this out honestly. Strategy owns 3.6% of all BTC. If they ever decide to sell even 10–20% of their stack to raise cash, that's 76,000 to 150,000 BTC hitting the market. In a thin liquidity environment, that's enough to cause a major flash crash. Think 15 to 30% drop in days, easy. Full dump, catastrophic. We're talking potential 40K to 50K BTC levels temporarily, panic across the entire crypto market, and every altcoin bleeding out. Why? Because Strategy is the poster child of institutional adoption. If the biggest corporate holders start selling, the narrative flips from Bitcoin is corporate treasure to even the smartest guys are exiting. But here's the counter. Saylor has called Bitcoin digital property and the apex asset. he said he will never sell. The entire business model is built on holding forever. Even in the worst case they've outlined, they'd sell the minimum needed, very slowly, and probably only if capital markets completely freeze. Realistic outcome if they ever sell? Short-term BTC pain, but long-term, it might actually be bullish, because it proves the market can absorb huge supply without dying. And Saylor would probably announce it as a strategic rebalancing, and the community would spin it positively. My prediction? They won't sell in 2026. The cash buffer plus convertible structure gives them years of runway. They'll keep buying dips with preferred shares and ATM equity when possible.
So family, here's my final take for Abrar Crypto Lab. 2026 is not the liquidation year everyone is hyping. It's a consolidation and dilution year at worst. Strategy structure is actually genius. Low-cost debt, unencumbered BTC, massive cash runway. Saylor built this to survive multiple bear markets. But it's still high risk, high reward. If BTC rips to 100K plus again, MSTR becomes a monster. If we grind lower, shareholders get diluted and the stock suffers. Watch these three things in 2026. BTC price versus their 75K cost basis, MSTR stock premium /discount to NAV, any announcements about selling or debt refinancing. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Saylor will ever sell? Are you buying MSTR as a leveraged BTC play? If you want me to make a full deep dive on their latest 8K filings or run the exact numbers in a spreadsheet, let me know. I'll drop it next week. Smash like if this helped you, subscribe for more no BS crypto analysis, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, stack sats, and I'll catch you in the lab. Peace.